Okay, hey guys, iDSG here. So before the video starts, I just have to say that this video is just my ideas of what I want to happen in the future Skyblock updates, and none of this is actually like true or anything. So keep that in mind while watching this video. Alright, hope you enjoy. Alright, hey guys, iDSG here, and today we're going to be doing some speculations on what the next couple updates could be for Hypixel Skyblock. These are just my ideas that I've had in my head, so in the background it's just going to be me mining Lapis, getting my experience artifact. Well, grinding it, I guess. So my first idea for what could be in a future update is an underwater area that could host the Elder Guardian boss or something. I think this would be like really cool because we can we've never had like a full underwater area. When they introduced Guardians, I thought it was gonna be like there's gonna be some secret underwater area or something, but no, it's just a fishing update, which honestly was a bit lame for me. It's a bit grindy too. Anyways, so this new underwater area would have the Elder Guardian boss, because I don't think the Elder Guardian is ever a thing in fishing, so they better add that. And there could be like new armors and stuff. Like maybe we can have like Prismarine armor, and maybe something like Aquamarine armor could be like a new like high tier armor that could be dropped from the boss or something. I don't know. We could see like new mobs or something. Like, I don't know, give like zombies and skeletons Depth Strider. And oh yeah, they should probably buff. I also think they should buff the Prismarine bow so its arrows don't like slow down underwater, because that would make the Prismarine bow like actually like really good underwater and stuff. So yeah, that would actually make the Prismarine stuff viable. All right, for my next idea, since Simon at Hypixel did say after the end update was released that they're gonna be working on like end game stuff like dungeons. So I think what in these dungeons there should be different difficulties. Like we could have like an easy dungeon, normal dungeon, or medium difficulty dungeons, and hard dungeons for like hardcore players. These should be for, each different type of player. Easy difficulty could be for newer players or people who are like trying to get into Skyblock, but don't really like they don't want to put in like all the work to like grind for like magma armor or something. So we can just like get like boss drops or something. I don't know. I don't think that made sense, but whatever. So for the medium difficulty, I think the players like right now in our current meta game should probably be in this difficulty when the dungeons come out, or if there are difficulties in dungeons at all though. Here we could like fight like bosses that like drop high tier armor that could that can let us survive the hard mode dungeons, and maybe they could like implement the Wither boss somewhere in like the harder medium dungeons. That'd be really cool actually. And I also think they should, if they do add the Wither, they should add like some sort of like armor with it, of course, which is probably going to be the case. And there's probably going to be a weapon associated with it as well. So my ideas for the weapon are a Withering Blade that has an ability to shoot 3 Wither Skulls that deal 100 magic damage each on hit. And after these skulls are launched, the blade should be able to wither your opponent for the next 5 seconds. I think that would actually make this blade really cool, but I don't really know the stats, what stats to give, so you guys can post ideas for that in the comments. Next up would be the Wither Skull helmet, maybe? I don't know. It could be like a really good helmet that nobody has at the moment. Like, is it better than Superior Dragon helmet? Better than like anything we have. Anything we have, basically. So, and I don't know if there should be like a set bonus with the Wither set, but if there will be, I don't know what exactly it should be. I don't really have an idea for that. Obviously, this armor has to be really good, though. This could be another legendary armor. Alright, in like the easy section, it could be like, okay, maybe we can have like, different bosses that like drop like mid-tier stuff. Like maybe we can have like a maybe like a Minotaur or something that drops like some sort of armor that's like half decent but not like super OP. That could be cool. Or we can have like a zombie dungeon or something and have like a giant zombie boss. That could also be cool. Yeah, and I also think that that these dungeons should have like a loot system. Like after we complete the dungeon, we could like there's like a treasure chest that we can get that like gives like random loot to like each player that participated in these like dungeon raids or whatever. And like maybe after like you complete a dungeon like a certain amount of times, you can like maybe they'll add like an auto loot feature where you can like in like RPGs sometimes they have like auto loot features for these dungeons where like you can get like loot automatically when you're not even like in the dungeon or anything. So maybe you can like get resources and stuff from it, or maybe like fragments that are like boss drops or something. I don't know, but that could be cool. I think the raid parties for the dungeons could be like there could be like two sizes. There could be like a small raid party that way you can go into the dungeon with that would have like scaled down monsters and there'd be less loot, but the monsters would be a lot weaker than if you did like a huge raid party into dungeons in which you would find a lot more loot and the monsters will be a lot stronger though. I also think that the dungeons could have like puzzles in them, so there aren't just like straightforward monster killing, disabling spawners and stuff. I think there should be puzzles to get into the boss room and stuff, and maybe you get like keys from like beating a certain monster in a certain room or something. I don't know. And at like the start of these dungeons, I think there should be like a lobby where you can like buy like equipment like arrows, potions, and stuff like before you enter the dungeon. And maybe there could be like a random dungeon queue system where you can like queue up with random players or people in your party or something, and you can go for a dungeon raid. But I don't know, that it would be cool to see that. Alright, now for like my ideas for new talismans, armors, and weapons. So a new talisman I can see for like maybe the water area that I described earlier would be like a bubble talisman where it's basically like extra respiration, or it's just like forever water breathing. Maybe this could be like maybe you can like upgrade it to like a bubble ring, bubble artifact. I don't know. It can bubble bubbles. Wow. yeah, it can give you air and stuff, so you can survive in the underwater without drowning to death. And for new weapons, I think, okay, this one, I don't think it should be added exactly unless they can balance it. So my idea for like a new bow would be a fusion bow, which would combine like all the best bows that we currently have in the game, like magma, runans, explosive, etc. And it could have like an like 250 damage, 20% crit chance, 40% crit damage, and give like 50 intel or something. That would make it like really OP, though. For its ability, I think it should be called. I don't know. This name might not be very good, but I'm naming this ability Fusion Select, where the player can select different modes on the bow that they can like switch to. So it can like switch between like Runan's mode or Magma mode, where it gets the abilities of the bows that it was fused from. So you can like quickly change between the modes. So you just like a left click, you're into Runan's, boom, you shoot 3 arrows. Left click again, you're in Magma, your arrow does double damage. Left click again, your arrows do explosive damage, and etc. But this bow would be absurdly powerful, but it would take a long time to make. That's the only thing. But if they do it, I feel like it's gonna be nerfed. The abilities are gonna be nerfed. But this is something I do kind of want to see. Okay, so for another weapon, I think it could be dropped from that Minotaur boss that I said would be in the easy dungeon earlier, easy or medium dungeon earlier. This could be like I think I'm gonna call it the Minotaur's battle axe, where it's just an axe, but it has an ability where it raises your strength and crit damage by 50% when you use it for 5 seconds. Well, when it's used, and the effect lasts 5 seconds. I mean, this would make it like a pretty good weapon. Maybe it could do like maybe like 100. Maybe it has like 110 base damage, and like plus like 50 strength, plus 25% crit damage. I don't know. This weapon would be pretty good for like mid game, or they could like make it like an 80 base damage weapon for early game players. I don't know. Okay, so as for armors, I think the prismarine armor that I mentioned earlier in this video during the guardian section, the guardian area section, I think it should be made from enchanted prismarine and enchanted prismarine crystals, because currently we don't really have a use for those. And I think I think it should be like a decent set of armor. It shouldn't be absurd though. It shouldn't. I don't think it should be like Ender or Minor armor where its stats double in water or something. But I think what its ability should be, or full set bonus should be, it should be like, it should like reduce like all damage you take in water by like 25% or something, or maybe like 15%. I don't know. But this should be like a decent set of armor that gives like maybe health and defense, and that's pretty much it. Or maybe it could like pair with the prismarine chestplate. I'm not sure, because we already have that. Well, the guardian chestplate, I mean. So I don't know. They could do a thing where it's just separate. Okay, so I think for the aquamarine armor that I mentioned earlier, I think it should be a better version of the prismarine armor, and it should be made from the boss fragments dropped by the Elder Guardian. It should probably give health, defense, and some mana. Those are the three main things I see it focusing on. And its full set bonus should be, well, maybe it could be like a better version of the Prismarine one. So like maybe you take 50% less damage in water, or it could be like your stats are doubled when you're in water, or let's see, or maybe it focuses on like one thing when you're in water. So like maybe it gives like double intel in water, double health, double defense. I don't know. But this would make it like sort of like the Ender set and Miner set, but I think they're probably gonna do it something. So next up, I think we should talk about the some boss drops from different dungeons. Maybe there could be like like the zombie dungeon I said earlier. Maybe it could drop amplified zombie sword, or it gives like 30% health on its healing, and does a bit more damage, and it gives more intel. And maybe there could be like a skeleton dungeon where its boss drops a amplified Runan's bow or amplified skeleton helmet, which maybe the skeleton helmet has like 4 bones of immunity and gives like 100 defense, which would make it really good. And the Runan's bow could do like 180 base damage and give like 75 strength. And maybe there could be like a blaze dungeon where it like drops an amplified blaze set, or maybe an amplified ember rod for like beginner players. And maybe there could be a pigman dungeon where it drops like an amplified pigman blade, or pig sword, I mean, which would be like really good. And all these amplified dungeons would drop amplified weapons for the mob. So that would make that would make our current weapons obsolete, but it would also give more of an incentive to do the dungeons. Alright, so that's all the ideas I have for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed my ideas on what the future updates for Hypixel Skyblock could be. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe as always, and don't stop gaming, guys. Peace out.